We are getting you the management at Mindtree. Let's listen in to what they are telling after the numbers.
On a lighter vein, maybe we were not the only ones to call the macro. If you remember, sometime in November, even Apple, which is the largest market cap company in the world, had the same challenge there. So to that extent, that issue was not unique to us there. But on a more serious note, I think the year is turning out quite well, turning out in line with our expectations. So we're quite happy with what we delivered in Q3 and very excited and looking forward to Q4. I think the macro will continue with a lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty. We'll try and manage it as best as we can, but to some extent, some of these things are such large events that we'll have to react as and when we know more.
All right. But as far as Q4 is concerned, you've said be slightly better on the revenue front. Margins may sequentially be flat. But going by, so far itself, we will see Mindtree end with, early teens on growth, 16% margins. For the next financial year, would the similar growth momentum continue organically, so to say? Because IT spends, you start now seeing, trends from clients. How are the talks really panning out?
Maybe we'll probably be slightly late teens rather than early teens in growth for this year, because if you look at H1, we are approximately 20% YOY growth. Q3 was a 17% YOY growth. So if you maintain that kind of a trajectory, I think we should probably be in the high teens growth for this year. Don't have a strong view on FY20 at this point in time. A few of our clients have started to come back and give their feedback on priorities for calendar year 19 for many of our clients. Starting to get an impression that things are going to be positive. People are investing in technology, especially the sweet spots for Mindtree, which is digital and so on. Has been firing well for us. So confident for FY20, but more realistic estimates will probably be available by about March or April of this year.
All right. The Brexit itself, could you give us a sense of, revenues from European Union and UK, and in the aftermath of the Brexit deal not getting through, the sort of impact this would have on client spends and the uncertainty really getting triggered off in a big way?
On Brexit, don't have a comment at the moment, mainly because I think the whole journey has been filled with a lot of twists and turns, completely unpredictable, right? A couple of months, if you look at, say, March 2016, nobody would have predicted that July 2016 Brexit vote would have even passed in its favor. And even since then, every single step in the journey has marked with a lot of twists and turns there. So at this point of time, unable to comment on what shape it will take. I think many of our clients have multiple scenarios planned out, and I think they're working on it. But at this point of time, like I said, Europe as a geography in entirety is about 25% of our revenues. Did very well in this quarter, about 4% constant currency, 2% on a reported currency basis there. The UK business itself is about 40% of our total European business, so reasonably well spread across multiple countries within Europe. So we are confident that the technology value proposition will continue irrespective of Brexit at this point in time. But like I said, since it's so uncertain, we'll have to wait and watch, and literally maybe only on 30th of March we'll know exactly which way it takes, and therefore what implications it has.
All right. On the near-term outlook as far as verticals are concerned, BFSI has been a little soft, but you've seen retail, high-tech, media sort of do well. How do you see them panning out in the near term at least?
I think we are probably, in some senses, maybe on the turnaround stage for our banking, financial services and insurance vertical, mainly because historically, I'm saying maybe about 18 months or so ago, the digital footprint within our BFSI clients was fairly small. We were predominantly engaged more in the run the business kind of work historically. But over the last 4 to 6 quarters, we have done some really innovative work on the digital side within our BFSI business, including if you look at this quarter, we are very proud on being chosen by one of the leading insurance companies in the Middle East to be chosen as their transformational digital technology partner. So as the digital footprint is starting to pick up within our BFSI business, we expect that to also do well next year. The other 3 verticals, like you pointed out, are doing extremely well. The whole of this year, I think our travel business has probably been the best performing business. Even our retail, CPG, manufacturing and our high tech have done well. I guess mainly because some of those industries have led the digital transformation transformation, and that's a sweet spot for Mindtree. So therefore, naturally, those verticals did well historically, but we think BFSI should also do well next year.
Yeah, digital is something that has been sort of paying off for you for quite some time now. But as far as one worry that analysts have also pointed out is the higher concentration coming from the top client, really the top account, Microsoft. Is this spread across well vertically? What's the sort of growth expected from the top 10 accounts, so to say?
We are extremely well spread within our large customers, so no worries, no concerns on that front. One of the best performing customers for Mindtree, not just from a growth perspective, but also equally importantly for us, runs at amongst the highest CSAT scores for Mindtree across all our accounts. So great relationships, great delivery, great quality. All of that sets us for a very strong footing within that account. The top 10 accounts grew well. If you look at this quarter, our top 10 accounts grew faster than Mindtree. There was only one account in the top 10 historically, say at 30th September, that we still had some expectations of or worry or lack of clarity. That customers dropped out of the top 10 today. So the companies that constitute the top 10 today, we have an enormous amount of confidence that they will do well.
All right. I can't let you go without asking, the street has been abuzz about your largest investor looking for a stake sale. He's, reports that he's been in talk with multiple PE players. Last time you did clarify, Rostov, saying nothing of that sort is in plan. The promoters are also backing the company. What's the update now?
The only thing that we can confirm with absolute certainty is the entire leadership team in Mindtree are extremely committed, very passionate, greatly enjoying what we are doing. So there's no plans from any of us from the operating management team to take any such step. As far as shareholders are concerned, they will make their own plans. We are not privy to their plans. They'll make their own plans based on their own calculations, etc. So don't want to comment anything on what they will do because that's inappropriate for me. But from our point of view, like the results that we have delivered this year, like the investments we are making for the future, we are totally committed for making Mindtree a memorable company.
But have promoters stay invested? Because that last quarter you in clear terms said that the promoters continue to back the company. Does that stay, or would you not even comment on that part?
No, I mean everybody within the leadership team is completely committed. We've just gone to a stage where we don't look at promoters versus the rest of the company. We all count ourselves as a leadership team because it requires all of us to put in our best efforts to make the company. So not just me, KK, Partha and Subrato as promoters, but the entire leadership team is completely committed. So no plans any kind to sort of to do any divestment or anything like that at this stage by any of us. Absolutely unequivocal clarification for you on that.
Well, that was the management of Mindtree in conversation with my colleague. The management is sounding extremely upbeat. Look at the stock price also reacting fairly well to the kind of inline set of numbers that the company delivered. And they do say that the year is pretty much turning out as they had expected. And they are eyeing, in fact, high teens growth going forward in the next quarter.